Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be fixing computers, getting new ones as well, working on those. Currently I am working on these two computers right here. In my next couple of videos I will be showing you all the steps on fixing these ones. This isn't going to be like a Linus Tech Tips channel. This channel is just me repairing computers and then selling them online. I can also be fixing other people's computers as well if, you live in the Australia area and you're okay with that. So anyway, let's open up this PC, shall we? Let me focus that. There we go. It's only got one thing, but this is the first computer. So the first thing we've noticed is that there is a graphics card. This whole computer is very basic, so it's got small stuff like a really crappy, it's actually a 610, GTX 610, so yeah, this modern day, not good. We have two sticks now, and guess in the comments section below what the amount of RAM you have here, and it is DDR3. This is an old computer. We have a CPU. I am going to tell you, I think it's a Pentium. Actually no, never mind. It is an i5 2nd gen. I can't remember the specific details, but this one's the Pentium. Never mind. We'll get onto that one. As you can see, this one's pretty good. It's got a drive, two drives in it. Now I know what you're thinking. This is an SSD. It's not. It's actually a hard drive as well. It looks, well actually it technically looks like a small hard drive, so makes sense. It comes with the normal DVD drives. I guess it's not really normal in this day and age. This drive, I believe this one is a 500 gig. It says somewhere in there. Yeah, there it is. And this one I believe might just be like a normal 320 gig. That's a bit weird. You don't hear that every day. I'm gonna assume you guys have guessed what is in the comment section. These two sticks of RAM are 4 gigs each, which I guess, that's pretty normal. But yeah, let's move on. We've got a nice see-through fan. I probably shouldn't spin that, that could be dangerous. And the power supply, which I replaced because the diagnosis that I found with this computer was that it is faulty, and it was the power supply. I diagnosed it by putting power into the power supply, the old one. I can actually show you it right now, the old power supply. So this is the old power supply. Now, my belief is that it short-circuited. I got this computer off my friend, and he said that it had gone under a thunderstorm and it didn't work anymore. It's got the good old ketchup and mustard cables. I don't say ketchup, I'm an Australian, but tomato sauce and mustard cables. That computer, it had short-circuited, so I diagnosed it. What I did was I have one of these, which is a electricity circuit detector. It can tell when there is a circuit. Now, right now, my dexterity is limited to one hand because I'm holding the camera, but basically the whole idea is I'd put this wire end on a negative static server. So in this case I just touch the case or the power supply to have a negative circuit, and I'd put this on the positive point, and I'd put it anywhere here. There's no power in here, so it's not going to show anything, but the whole idea is that this light bulb in here, if the circuit is strong enough, would detect light. What I did, put power in the power supply, and nothing showed up, so I was like, alright, nothing showed up, so I checked the motherboard or any power was coming off. Nothing, no power indication whatsoever showed up. So my conclusion was that the power supply was fried. That was it. I went to go and find this 580 plus gold, which is standard, 500 gigs, and it powers this whole computer pretty nicely. At this standard, I am going to replace the GPU, but at this standard, this is overkill. It works quite nicely. A nice power supply. It was worth like around 70 bucks, somewhere around that range. I can't really remember. That's the computer. That's the diagnosis. It's an okay computer. It's not going to run your 3D games very nicely, but it's worth a shot. I did buy a graphics card for it, but this day and age, it's very hard to get one because the graphics cards are very expensive. Well, now they're dropping an MSRP, but you can never be too careful. I'm gonna deal with that panel later. I'm gonna move on to the next case. So let me just, I'll just leave that panel there, don't worry. It was just the panel. I do have a monitor and keyboard and mouse set up just so that I can literally monitor the computer. I had to figure out the specs. This one actually has 2 pins this time, so bear with me here. I am going to tell you automatically that this computer, though the case looks nicer than the previous, isn't as spec'd up as this one. This one is slightly better, not that it is good. What we have here is I know, the cable management, I didn't do this, so I think just when it was built, it had this management. But yeah, everything is just all over the place. So yeah, bear with me here. We could get a bit of light. Let me move it into the light then. There we go. As you can see, we have a pretty mini ATX. It is a bit long. I think, I can't remember what it's called. Trust me, on the phone, it may look big, but it's actually really tiny. So if this is my hand, if you want to see. Now you have to guess what this RAM stick is in the comments. As you can see, it's got one PCI Express lane. It does not have a graphics card, so that's what I was saying earlier, is that this computer is actually better than this one just because it has a graphics card, and it will definitely run a game better than integrated graphics. What we have here, 2 hard drives, and they're normal standard size, both of them. I believe this top one is a terabyte. It says right there, as you can see. I'm not quite sure what this one is below, but I'm just like around 200 to 500 gigs. What I checked from the system. The CPU, as referred to earlier, is a Pentium CPU. It's pretty bad. That's not something that I should be complaining about because CPUs aren't typically as important as graphics cards, so I could get this one later. I'm going to be working on this one a bit more than this one for now, just because I have not a very good budget at the moment. The power supply now. This is a good power supply. It's 500, but this computer is so old that the power supply itself has an 80 standard rating. It doesn't have any coloration. Now you think, oh, that's probably just silver. Nah, it's just 80%. Now, originally that was what they had. They just had 80% as the rating for a power supply, which means that it was literally just 80%, like no 80% plus gold. So like 80 plus gold is like maybe around 85% efficient, you know, and then it just goes on from there. Bronze is like your standard, maybe like 82, 83% efficiency. I don't know, I can't remember. What it means is it just means that the power to your wall will be more efficiently converted into direct current, which means that it will convert into a more normal stream instead of a normal AC current. So it's converting that into that, which obviously because of heat and light and all sorts of generation, because of the quality of the parts, some of that conversion will deteriorate into 80% of the direct current that you got from the 100% alternating current. So that summarizes a power supply, but at the bottom, for some reason, it's got just a filter. I doubt that that's ever really used that much, because this thing is barely running all the time. We got a fan, normal see-through one as well. I believe these fans are just very old that I can see the inside of the fan. That's the computer. It's got a drive actually connected, which is interesting. I use this computer actually to figure out how to check my cameras and all that. I don't have very good cameras. It's got SD cards, and this one's good for that because it's got front I/O with SD cards, as you can see. It's got all sorts of kinds. So this is one of those old computers. It's got 2 USB 3.0 slots. They just might be, no, they're not even 3.0. Wow, what a world we live in. This one, they both only have one fan, which, you know, as a gaming computer is not good. In the next couple of videos, I will be working on them. Hopefully, I will order a new graphics card for this one over here. I think in the next video, I might just open up the computer and see what it's like, you know, show you guys around on what it is. Both of these computers have been donated to me by friends and family. Oh, why is my camera up? There we go, sorry. Donated by friends and family and all that biz. The only issue that I have with this computer, besides the age, is its RAM slot. It only has 2, which is annoying. That's something I have to deal with. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. This is the start to my new channel where I will be building PCs. Thank you and bye.